Your soulmate's family gathered to talk about you. What came out is unbelievable. My beloved child, something unusual happened, and this message found you for a reason. Your soulmate's family gathered together, expecting a simple conversation, but the moment your name entered the room, the entire atmosphere changed. Some arrived with questions. Some arrived with doubts. Others thought they already knew everything about you. But what unfolded next was something nobody expected. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because before that gathering ended, a truth about you surfaced that left several people completely speechless. A strange silence filled the room after the first person spoke. They mentioned your kindness. Then another person mentioned your strength. Someone else brought up the way you continue moving forward even after disappointments. One by one, stories began appearing from places nobody expected. The shocking part was that many of those people had never even met you personally. Yet somehow, they all described the same thing. They said there was something different about you. Something impossible to ignore. Something that kept pulling your soulmate closer to you no matter how hard life tried to create distance. Don't skip. What happened next changed the entire direction of that conversation. Then came the moment nobody saw coming. An older family member quietly revealed something your soulmate had never told anyone. They admitted that whenever your name was mentioned, your soulmate's eyes changed. Their voice softened. Their energy shifted. The room became silent again because suddenly everyone realized this was not a temporary connection. It was not a passing feeling. It was much deeper than anyone imagined. And before the gathering ended, one final statement was made that left everyone staring at each other in disbelief. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next revelation is the one that turned curiosity into certainty and made them see you in a completely different way. A revelation emerged that nobody in that room was prepared to hear. The conversation had already become intense, but then someone asked a simple question. What is it about this person that makes them so unforgettable? For a few seconds, nobody answered. Then one voice finally broke the silence. They said it was not your appearance, not your status, and not anything material. It was the way you made people feel. Suddenly, more family members started agreeing. They admitted that every story they heard about you carried the same message. You leave a mark on people's hearts without even trying. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The discussion grew deeper. One family member confessed that they originally expected to find reasons to doubt you. Instead, the more they learned, the more impressed they became. They spoke about your resilience. They spoke about the challenges you faced without letting them change your character. What shocked everyone was how many positive things kept surfacing from different directions. It felt as if pieces of a puzzle were finally coming together. Your soulmate sat quietly listening, but inside, their heart was racing. Because everything being said confirmed what they had secretly felt all along. The room could no longer ignore it. Then the most unexpected moment arrived. Someone who had been silent for the entire gathering finally decided to speak. Everyone turned toward them because they were known for rarely giving compliments. Yet their words carried the greatest impact. They said that people like you do not appear every day. They said there was a rare sincerity around you that could not be faked. The room fell silent once again. Even those who had doubts earlier found themselves unable to argue. Something was becoming clearer with every passing minute. A picture of who you truly are was forming right in front of them. As the gathering continued, one final question was raised: could this connection actually be bigger than we realized? Nobody laughed. Nobody dismissed it. In fact, several heads nodded in agreement. That was the moment your soulmate realized their family was beginning to see exactly what they saw in you. Not just potential. Not just attraction. Something far more meaningful. But what happened after that question was asked completely transformed the conversation and revealed a secret your soulmate had been carrying for much longer than anyone knew. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A surprising confession changed everything. Just when everyone thought the conversation had reached its peak, your soulmate finally spoke from the heart. The room immediately became quiet. Every person there could sense that what was about to be said was important. Your soulmate admitted that thoughts of you appeared more often than anyone realized. Not for a few days. Not for a few weeks. For much longer. The family exchanged looks because this was the first time they had heard such honesty. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The conversation then moved in a direction nobody expected. Family members began sharing observations they had secretly noticed. They spoke about the happiness in your soulmate's voice whenever your name came up. They remembered small moments that suddenly seemed much bigger. One person recalled how your soulmate smiled after receiving a message. Another remembered how they defended you even when nobody was criticizing you. Piece by piece, hidden clues started connecting together. The room slowly realized they had been witnessing something important for a long time without fully understanding it. Then came the statement that sent a wave of emotion through everyone present. A respected family member looked directly at your soulmate and said, "People can pretend many things, but they cannot pretend peace." The room fell silent again. They explained that whenever your soulmate talked about you, there was a sense of calm and certainty that never appeared in other conversations. Those words struck deeply because everyone knew it was true. Suddenly, this was no longer a discussion about possibilities. It was becoming a discussion about destiny, timing, and a connection that felt impossible to ignore. As the gathering neared its end, one final detail surfaced that nobody had expected to hear. Someone revealed that long before this meeting happened, several family members had already formed a positive opinion about you based solely on what they had observed from a distance. That revelation stunned everyone, including your soulmate. What began as a simple family discussion had turned into something unforgettable. Yet the biggest surprise had not been revealed. A truth was about to come out that would make the entire room understand why your name kept appearing in conversations again and again. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. An unexpected truth finally rose to the surface. The gathering was almost over, yet nobody wanted to leave. It felt as though something important was still hidden beneath the conversation. Then one family member shared a thought that instantly captured everyone's attention. They said your name had been appearing in discussions far more often than anyone realized. Not because people were forcing the topic, but because every road somehow led back to you. The room became quiet as everyone reflected on it. The realization was impossible to ignore. You had become a presence in their minds long before this meeting ever happened. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The atmosphere shifted again when another person revealed something remarkable. They admitted they had tried to understand why your soulmate seemed so different lately. They expected to find a simple explanation. Instead, they discovered that most positive changes in your soulmate's attitude seemed connected to thoughts about you. More confidence. More hope. More excitement about the future. As these observations were shared, several family members nodded in agreement. It was as if they had all noticed the same pattern without discussing it. Suddenly, what seemed like coincidence started looking like something much bigger. Then came the statement that nobody in the room could forget. A family elder slowly said, "Some people enter your life and leave an impression. Others enter your life and change the direction of your future." The room fell completely silent. Nobody interrupted. Nobody argued. The weight of those words settled over everyone. Your soulmate looked down for a moment because deep inside they already knew exactly who those words were about. That single sentence carried more power than anything said during the entire gathering. And for the first time, everyone understood why this connection felt so different from anything they had witnessed before. As the evening came to a close, one final conversation took place away from the rest of the group. Only a few people heard it, but its message was unforgettable. They agreed that there was something special unfolding, something that deserved patience rather than doubt. What shocked them most was not what they discovered about you, it was how consistently every discussion led to the same conclusion. Your soulmate's family had gathered expecting answers, but they left with even greater certainty. Yet one final revelation remains hidden. The secret they uncovered after the meeting ended is the one that left them completely speechless. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The meeting may have ended, but the real surprise began afterward. As family members started leaving and conversations broke into smaller groups, something unexpected happened. The people who had spoken the least during the gathering suddenly became the ones talking the most about you. They replayed every detail that had been shared. They revisited every observation. And the more they discussed it, the more one conclusion kept returning. There was something about you that could not be explained by logic alone. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A private conversation then unfolded between two family members who had remained skeptical from the very beginning. They compared everything they had heard that day, expecting to find contradictions. Instead, they found consistency. Every story pointed to the same qualities. Every observation led to the same impression. One of them finally admitted something that surprised even themselves. They said they had entered the gathering uncertain about you, but they were leaving with respect. That confession carried weight because it came from someone who rarely changed their mind. The energy around your name had shifted completely. Then came the revelation that nobody expected to hear. One family member revealed that your soulmate had quietly defended you on multiple occasions long before this gathering ever happened. Times when nobody was watching. Times when there was nothing to gain. The room had never known about those moments because your soulmate never spoke about them. But hearing this changed everything. Suddenly, everyone understood that this connection was not built on temporary emotions. It was built on genuine admiration and deep belief. The realization sent chills through the hearts of those listening. As the final discussions came to an end, one powerful thought remained in everyone's mind. They had gathered to learn about you, but instead they had discovered how much impact you already had. Not through grand gestures. Not through force. Simply through who you are. And just when they thought the story was complete, a final piece of information surfaced, something your soulmate had kept hidden for a very long time. The moment that secret was revealed, every person in the room understood why your name kept returning again and again. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The hidden secret finally came into the light. Long after the gathering had ended, your soulmate sat with a few trusted family members and shared something they had never fully expressed before. Their voice was calm, but their words carried enormous weight. They admitted that no matter how busy life became, thoughts of you always found a way back into their heart. Not because they forced those thoughts to stay, but because they never truly left. The people listening were stunned. Suddenly, many unanswered questions from the past began making sense. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. An emotional silence filled the room. Nobody rushed to speak because everyone could feel the importance of what had just been revealed. One family member looked at your soulmate and asked a simple question: when did you first realize this was different? The answer caught everyone off guard. Your soulmate explained that it wasn't one big moment. It was hundreds of small moments. The comfort they felt when thinking about you. The way your name brought peace during difficult days. The feeling that your presence meant more than words could explain. Hearing this changed the atmosphere completely. Then another revelation surfaced that nobody had expected. A close relative admitted they had been quietly observing your soulmate for a long time. They noticed something unusual. Whenever plans for the future were discussed, your soulmate seemed most hopeful when your name was part of the conversation. That observation struck deeply because it came from someone who paid attention to details others missed. Piece by piece, the full picture became impossible to ignore. What started as curiosity had transformed into understanding. What began as questions had become certainty. As the night finally ended, everyone left carrying the same thought. The gathering had uncovered far more than anyone expected. They thought they were discussing a person. Instead, they discovered a connection that continued growing stronger every time it was examined. And the most unbelievable part of all was this. The more they learned about you, the more convinced they became that your story with your soulmate was far from finished. In fact, they felt something meaningful was only beginning. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what happens next could be the chapter nobody saw coming. A new conversation began days later, and this time the energy was completely different. Nobody was questioning you anymore. Nobody was trying to figure out who you were. Instead, they were asking a different question: what happens next? That single question carried more meaning than anyone realized. Because once people stop doubting and start wondering about the future, everything changes. Your soulmate could feel it. The people around them could feel it. Something had shifted after that gathering, and there was no going back. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One family member shared an observation that immediately grabbed everyone's attention. They said that every meaningful connection has a moment when it stops being an idea and starts becoming a possibility. The room grew quiet. Those words seemed to describe exactly what was happening. Your soulmate listened carefully because deep inside, they knew this wasn't just another conversation. The people who once wanted proof had already received it. The people who once had questions had already heard their answers. What remained now was anticipation. A feeling that an important chapter was moving closer with every passing day. Then something truly surprising happened. A relative who had remained neutral throughout the entire journey finally offered their opinion. They said that the strongest connections are often the ones that develop naturally, without pressure, without forcing anything, and without trying to control the outcome. Those words struck everyone deeply. Because when they looked back at everything they had learned about you, that description seemed to fit perfectly. The room once again fell silent. Not because there was uncertainty, but because there was growing belief. A belief that something meaningful was unfolding exactly as it was meant to. As the discussion ended, one final statement was made that nobody forgot. They said that some people enter your life and leave memories, but others enter your life and leave a future. Those words lingered long after the conversation was over. Your soulmate carried them home. Their family carried them home. And perhaps, without even realizing it, you were carrying that energy too. The gathering that started with curiosity had ended with hope. The questions had become answers. The doubts had become trust. Yet the most exciting part remains ahead, because the next chapter is not about what they discovered about you, it is about what those discoveries inspire them to do next. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A turning point was quietly approaching, even though most people could not see it yet. After everything that had been said, after every conversation and every realization, your soulmate's family began noticing something remarkable. The more they talked about the future, the more naturally your name seemed to appear. Nobody forced it. Nobody planned it. It simply happened. And that was what made it so powerful. The connection no longer felt like a possibility being examined. It felt like a story gradually revealing itself. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One evening, a family member reflected on everything they had learned and made a statement that instantly captured everyone's attention. They said that some people spend years searching for someone who feels genuine, someone whose presence brings comfort rather than confusion. Then they quietly added that your soulmate seemed to have found exactly that. The room became silent. Those words carried a truth that nobody wanted to ignore. For a moment, everyone remembered the gathering where your name first became the center of attention. They realized how far their perspective had changed since then. The most emotional moment arrived when your soulmate shared something deeply personal. They admitted that before you entered their life, many things felt uncertain. Yet somehow, thoughts of you always brought clarity. It wasn't about having all the answers. It was about feeling hopeful about the future. Hearing this touched everyone present because it revealed something simple but powerful. You had become associated with possibility, growth, and optimism. And sometimes, that kind of impact speaks louder than anything else. The people listening could see the sincerity in every word. As the conversation finally came to an end, one final realization settled into everyone's hearts. The unbelievable thing they discovered was not a secret, a mystery, or a dramatic revelation. It was something even more powerful. They discovered that the person they were discussing had already made a lasting impression without trying to. They discovered that your influence reached further than they imagined. And most importantly, they discovered that your soulmate's feelings were far deeper than anyone originally believed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the final chapter reveals what your soulmate decided after hearing everything their family had to say.